Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Crafted Cakes and Desserts. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my delicious uploads. In this video, we will be making this creamy, delicious pecan pie cheesecake. So make sure you gather your ingredients in the description box below so we can get started. First, we will start out with our pecan pie filling. I added 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 3 ounces of heavy cream to a medium saucepan while the eye was off. After that, I turned the eye on low and let the butter melt slowly. Get 1 egg and use a fork to stir it lightly. Once your heavy cream starts to simmer, turn your eye off and take out about 1/4 cup of heavy cream and start slowly adding it to your eggs while whisking vigorously. This is called tempering. We are bringing up the egg's temperature so when we add it to the pot, your eggs will not scramble. Make sure you have your vanilla, salt, and Karo syrup within arm's reach because you want to add this in pretty quickly after this step. Turn your eye on low heat, add in a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 cup of Karo syrup. I waited a little too late to put in my Karo syrup because my heavy cream and eggs started to make a little custard, but I was able to smooth it out a little more later on in the video. Just make sure this step, when you add your vanilla, salt, and Karo syrup, you do that pretty quickly. Now I'm adding a 1/2 cup of packed dark brown sugar. You can always substitute this for light brown sugar, and you can substitute your Karo syrup for light Karo syrup. It's your preference. I prefer the dark. I whisk my filling for about 2 to 3 minutes to remove some of the clumps from when it tried to start a custard. Then I let it cook for an additional 2 to 3 minutes until it started to boil. I added 4 ounces of toasted chopped pecans to my filling and just mixed it in. I transferred my pecan pie filling to a glass Pyrex bowl just to let it cool. Now we will start on our graham cracker crust. I started off with 13 sheets of graham crackers. I added 1/4 cup of sugar and melted 7 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Make sure you preheat your oven to 350 degrees because we will cook our crust for about 10 minutes. You want to add your graham cracker crumbs to an 8-inch springform pan. If you do not have an 8-inch, you can always use a 9-inch. I use my fingers to pack my graham crackers. Just make sure your hands are washed and your fingernails are clean, no big deal, y'all. Just make sure they clean. Or you can use a bowl or anything with a flat surface to pack it in well. Now it's time for the cheesecake. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Add in 3 packs of 8-ounce cream cheese to your mixing bowl. Add your powder attachment to your stand mixer and let it mix on low. I think I put mine on like 2. You can also use a hand mixer. Just make sure you have it on low. We do not want to incorporate air into this batter. This is not a cake. This is a cheesecake. We don't want air. Air is not your friend in a cheesecake. Stop and scrape the sides of the bowl and your powder attachment and start it back on low and let it mix well. To that, we will add in 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Add it gradually and let it mix on low. Once again, on low. Once all of your sugar has been added, stop your mixer and scrape the sides and the bottom of your bowl and also your paddle. Next, you want to add in 6 ounces of sour cream. Make sure all of your ingredients are at room temperature. I cannot stress this enough. This will make a much smoother batter and clump-free batter at that. Take 3 room temperature eggs and stir it lightly. We will gradually add this to our batter. At this point, I did not notice so much of my eggs went into the batter. But when I finally noticed, I got my spatula and just folded the eggs in to prevent over mixing and adding additional air. Over mixing and incorporating too much air can cause your cheesecake to crack, and we do not want that. Gradually add the rest of your eggs. The last of the ingredients is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Once your graham cracker crust has completely cooled, we will then add our cheesecake batter. Take a thick piece of foil and wrap it around your springform pan to prevent any water from getting inside and ruining your crust and your cheesecake. Place your cheesecake in a larger pan and fill your pan halfway with hot water. Put your cheesecake in a 300-degree Fahrenheit oven for 2 hours. You will know it's finished when the outsides are firm and the insides have a little jiggle. As soon as your cake is done, let it sit out on the counter for about 1 hour. Use a butter knife to loosen the cake from the pan. This cheesecake still isn't ready, y'all. We have to let it cool for at least 6 hours or overnight. But first, I placed a sheet of saran wrap right on top of the cheesecake. And then I placed a piece of foil on top of that and set it in my refrigerator. My cake has been cooling overnight in the refrigerator, and this is what it looks like. Now it's time to cut this baby up. I dipped my knife into hot water and used a towel to remove the excess water before I cut into the cake. This is the finished product. I drizzled my warm, not hot, but warm pecan pie filling to my cheesecake. I would rather have my cheesecake cold and my pecan pie filling warm. You can always add all of your pecan pie filling to your cheesecake. Just remember, cheesecakes have to be refrigerated and your pecan pie filling will firm up. Either way you eat it, both options are very delicious. I had to take a second bite of this cheesecake. That's how good it was. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting on? Hit that button. I'll see you in the next video. See y'all.